What's up, guys? This is one part of a 5-part series of me reacting to the legendary debut album by Metallica. Hope you guys enjoy the journey. Here we go, we're keeping this thing rolling. This is Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth.
Bass solo, take one.
Whoa. Interesting start. Spooky vibe to this one. Almost extraterrestrial sounding. Wow. How unique is that sound? Okay, this totally took me by surprise. Now, I've moved on to the next page of the lyrics and realized this is an instrumental track. And dude, this is so unique. I love that this fits the name so well, right? I believe this is supposed to, in some way, imitate what it's like to be on an anesthetic, right? Because immediately from the beginning, I was like, wow, this sounds so different. This is certainly the track that has been the most different in terms of its instrumentation from the very beginning, and clearly they're trying to do something different here. The sort of hallucinogenic feeling that is to be on anesthesia, to be out, but to still be this. You know, there's this thing that happens to some people who are under anesthetic. They're actually awake and alive, but they can't show it, or they have no way of sort of letting the doctors know. And that's sort of the imagery that's conjuring up in my mind. That bass is so thick. It sounds like this was done live. I don't mean like it was performed on the spot. I mean like it sounds like you're listening to it live. The amount of distortion that they've put into it and the way it's sort of taking up space in the earphones is very, very interesting. It sounds like I'm listening to something live, like the way you would be at a concert almost. They've managed to make distortion sound good. know there are those. Okay, I'm gonna back up and go again when I eventually get into Whiplash, but two things to say, right? You know those legendary sort of stories that you hear about, like guitar solos that burn up the speakers, like Eddie Van Halen on, I think it was "Beat It" for Michael Jackson's album, where he played a solo and the speakers caught on fire, right? And it's that these type of solos, there's something about the texture of the solo that I can imagine, like the intensity of it would heat up a speaker so much that it could make it turn into flames. This sounds like that type of thing, man. Such a unique song. I've never heard that kind of track before. I'd say the only thing that's come close to it is Jimi Hendrix live, when he set the not set he used distortion in his guitar solo for the American national anthem. It sort of reminds me of that, using distortion to make something interesting. Very, very cool. Secondarily, in terms of the story that's being told, right, where I thought it was perhaps like a cyborg who's on this mission for vengeance, this kind of fits that theme of like, this is what happens when he rests, right? His wiring is like kind of rejigging and re-energizing again. That's kind of what I've taken away from this one. But I'm going to back it up and go again. Here we go into Whiplash. Back into it. Oh, booming drums. Oh my word. If the last track was the cyborg re-energizing, this certainly sounds like he's back to full power, dude. This sounds like the metallic cogs in his brain are starting to spin at maximum velocity now. That booming drum. Violent music.
Bang your head against the stage like you never did before. Make it ring, make it bleed, make it really sore. In a frenzy madness with the leathers and his pipes. It's up bobbing all around inside himself tonight. The thrilling, nothing now. You're thrashing all around. Like a maniac. Whiplash.
I mean, I never thought that music could be so violent in this way. Like, I've had lyrics that make me feel this way. Like when I listen to DMX, for example, like Rough Riders Anthem makes me feel a certain way. Certain Eminem tracks make me feel a certain way. Like it, in a good way, makes the violence come out, you know, in a cathartic way. But this is a different level, dude. This is through the music and the lyrics together, and it's so intense, man. The speed at which that Hetfield plays his guitar is incredible. I mean, he's got to be setting records for this pace.
We do.
we go. Switch up.
Here we go!
Here we go.
Whiplash!
Oh my god.
Metal's gone, it's time to hit the road. Another down, another gig, again we will explode. Hotel rooms and motorways, life better is wrong. We'll never stop, we'll never quit, cause we're Metallica. Adrenaline's such a clown. Contracting all around. Acting like a maniac.
Oh, switch up again. Dude, I really don't know how, as live performers, they were able to keep this up, man. This is almost too much to take in at first, you know. I mean, I said it on a previous reaction. It's just riff after punch in the face, after guitar solo, after bass solo. Everything is just coming at you at a million miles an hour. Now, I think in this story, I was saying this was like the re-energized moment of where we are in the story, and here we are again. This is kind of like the calling card of the band, right? The idea that we're Metallica. He says it right at the end. We're here to maim and kill because this is what we choose. I mean, the intensity is just at a frenetic pace throughout this entire thing. It'd be interesting to see if we've got a switch up at any point where it takes it into another different space. But so far, fantastic, man. On to the next one.